The Pennsylvania State House today voted on 3 gun access bills with universal background checks passing.
You know what really gets on my nerves? When people with an R next to their name decide to cosplay as Democrats, because that's exactly what just happened in Pennsylvania. You see, the Pennsylvania House just voted to pass universal background checks, and 5 Republicans decided to help them do it. 5 Pennsylvania Republicans voted with House Democrats on Tuesday to help pass universal background check legislation. And according to the Pennsylvania House of Representatives, those Republicans are Representative Joe Hogan, Kristin Marcell, Kathleen Tomlinson, Martina White, and Craig Williams. Congratulations, you all just played yourself.
And bills to ban undetectable guns and enact red flag laws failing.
Less than a majority required by the Constitution having voted in the affirmative, the bill fails.
With that declaration, 2 of the 3 gun bills put before the State House for a final vote failed by just 1 vote. The bills that failed would have banned undetectable guns and enacted a red flag law for gun owners deemed to pose a risk. State Representative Perry Warren sponsored the one bill that did pass, which would enact universal background checks for all gun purchases.
This has been urgent to close the gun show loophole, to make gun safety safer, to make our country safer for over a quarter of a century, and probably much longer even beyond that.
Universal background checks sound good. It's one of those political phrases that makes the average person feel responsible. It sounds like common sense. It sounds safe. But here's the thing. It's all smoke and mirrors. Universal background checks don't stop crime, they don't stop mass shootings, and they sure as hell don't stop criminals from getting guns. What they do is pave the road to a national gun registry, one state at a time. You see, in order to enforce a universal background check system, you need a universal list of gun owners and their guns. You need a database, a registry, because how else are you gonna verify that someone's gun went through a background check? If a cop sees a firearm, how would they check whether it was a background checked firearm? Unless there's a list of who owns what. Otherwise they can't. So this is how it works. They start by saying, we're not creating a registry, we just wanna make sure everyone's checked. Then when crime doesn't go down, because it won't, they'll say, well, the background checks aren't working because we can't track the guns. We need a registry to make it work. And that's when they've got you. Look at California. They've had a universal background check for eons, and their crime rate, same. Gun violence, same. So if it doesn't stop crime, what's the real point? It's not safety. Say it with me now, ladies and gentlemen. It's control. They couldn't get a national registry passed through Congress, so now they're going to go state by state, piecing it together like a Lego set made out of bad ideas. Now, I know some of you are thinking, okay, but what's the big deal? What's so bad about a national gun registry? Here's the thing. Every gun registry that has ever existed has eventually been used for confiscation. The same way the government can't verify background checks without a list, they can't confiscate firearms if they don't know who has them. You see how the ultimate goal always ends up at, say with me now, ladies and gentlemen, control. When you're the government and your entire existence revolves around exercising power, everything starts looking like something you need to, once again, ladies and gentlemen, control. When you're always the hammer, everything looks like a nail. And a national gun registry doesn't limit government power, it expands it immensely. And that's what I can't wrap my head around with these Republicans. Being a Republican is supposed to mean believing in limited government, right? Smaller government, less intrusion, freedom. But there's nothing limited about giving the government the power to track who owns what firearm. That's not small government. That's Big Brother with a badge and a clipboard. I might understand it if these background checks actually work. If there were demonstrable, immediate results. If you could prove that universal background checks save lives, maybe, then I'd say, all right, you made a tough call, but I get it. But we don't have that. There is no evidence, none, that universal background checks save lives. Criminals have been getting guns outside the legal system forever. Their entire existence revolves around circumventing law. How is a universal background check gonna stop a criminal from stealing a gun? Or stop a criminal from selling a gun to another criminal? It won't. This doesn't stop crime, it just stops you. So no, this is malarkey. This is bullshit. No one is falling for this anymore. Well, except those 5 Republicans. Now, this is how it always happens. First, they say it's about closing loopholes. Then when that doesn't work, they say it's because we won't register our guns. They fail, blame us for the failure, then demand more control to fix the problem they created. That is not policy, that is manipulation. So, to those 5 Republicans, you didn't reach across the aisle. You reached across the aisle, grabbed our rights, and handed them to the other side. You don't get to call yourself pro-Second Amendment while helping Democrats push policies that inch us closer to a national gun registry. To everyone watching, remember these names: Hogan, Marcell, Tomlinson, White, and Williams. Because the next time you hear a politician say, "Don't worry, we're just talking about background checks," what they're really saying is, we're laying the groundwork for registration. And once they know who has what, it's only a matter of time before they decide who shouldn't have it. When that day comes, those 5 Republicans won't be there to protect you. They'll be the reason it f***ing happened. In case you're wondering what my hat says. All right, I'll be nice and I'll tell you. I mean, it says the right to bear arms. It's like, isn't that clever? See? Right to bear arms. I don't even know if it's the right way. It might be mirrored or some weird shit like that. But yeah, no, I have these hats. I have them in snapbacks. I have them in fitteds. I have them on t-shirts. I have them in hoodies. I have them on drinkware. You name it. Available right now. Shop.MrColionNoir.com. You see it right here. Right to bear arms. Put a link in the description section. Oh, almost forgot. Right here. Defend America. Got that too. You see that? Yeah. Put a link in the description section of the video. I don't know why I point here. I don't even know where it is for you while you're watching this. But go check it out. Shop.MrColionNoir.com. Right to bear arms. Defend America. Go grab. Go. Oh, wait, come back. Say it again with me one more time, ladies and gentlemen. They want, yes, control. One thing's for certain and 2 things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.